Hi guys, my name is Marissa, also known as Homemaking with Marissa. Today's video is going to be a green bean casserole recipe. I make my green bean casserole completely from scratch. I know that a lot of people like to use canned cream of mushroom, canned green beans, and while that's certainly a quick and easy way to prepare this dish, I personally like the flavors of using fresh green beans and making my own cream of mushroom soup. If this is something that you're interested in, you haven't done so already, you can subscribe to my channel by hitting on the red button down below and turning on bell notifications so that you don't miss when I upload. Here's an overview of everything that you will need to make your green bean casserole. We have chicken broth, mushrooms, garlic, butter, flour, heavy whipping cream, salt, pepper, green beans, sliced white bread, more butter, and the French fried onions. This will be the topping. Here are our green beans, and then this is what you will need to make your cream of mushroom. Well, I just hit my first snafu. Let me show you what my green beans look like. My husband is on his way to the store right now to buy more because I just bought these a couple of days ago and they're completely covered in mold. Which they were looking pretty sad on the top anyway, but I thought that they still had, I'm really hoping that they have more at the store. It is Thanksgiving morning, and I know that the store near my house is open, but I don't know if they're still gonna have fresh green bean bags left, so we will see. Crisis averted. He was able to find 2 bags of, what is this, a pound each? Okay, we have more than 2 pounds. So I'm going to measure out 2 pounds of green beans and put these into boiling salted water. I allow my green beans to boil for 6 minutes. You want them to still be crisp since you're going to bake your green bean casserole for a little bit longer in the oven. Once the 6 minutes is up, we're just going to drain the water and then stick these immediately into an ice bath. Once you've stuck your green beans into an ice bath and let them cool down, I rinsed mine off with some cold water before I put them in the ice bath. I'm just going to let them dry on a clean kitchen towel before I add them to the cream of mushroom mixture. Let me go ahead and show you what you're going to need and how to prepare your cream of mushroom soup. All right. I have everything on my fireplace because I'm trying to take a picture for a thumbnail for this video. To make your cream of mushroom soup, you're going to need 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 6 chopped garlic cloves, 3 tablespoons of butter, salt and pepper to taste, 3 tablespoons of flour, 1.5 cups of heavy cream, and 1 pound of sliced mushrooms. I am using cremini mushrooms. I think the key to the perfect cream of mushroom soup is to use a Dutch oven, though if you don't have one, it can be replicated. I just personally like using a Dutch oven for this recipe. We're going to start by taking our 3 tablespoons of butter and just putting them into the bottom of our empty Dutch oven. The heat is on here. We're going to melt our butter and then wait for the bubbles to subside. This will take about a minute. Do you see how it's really bubbling here? You want your butter to be melted, and then eventually it will stop bubbling like this, and that's when you know you're ready for the next step. This is what you're looking for. You want to stir consistently or your butter will burn, but it's no longer foaming, which means it's ready to have the mushrooms and the garlic added to the pot. We are going to leave our mushrooms, garlic, and butter in our pot for at least 20 minutes on a medium heat. You want your mushrooms to release all of their liquids and then those liquids to evaporate. When I have shared this recipe with family members in the past, I think when they tell me it doesn't turn out the way that mine tastes, this is the step that is a miss for them. This can take quite a while. It'll vary depending on the temperature of your stove top and the pot that you're using. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like when it's ready for the next step. I think this is where most people stop, but it's still not ready. It has been in here for right at 20 minutes, and the mushrooms have released all of the liquid, but this liquid, if you keep cooking it, will evaporate, and that is when you're ready to add the remaining ingredients. This is what you want. So there's no liquid left. All of your mushrooms have cooked down, and you can see. You have to be careful at this point because if you cook it for too long, it will start to stick to the bottom of the pan. I am just going to add, my camera's plugging up here. I'm just going to add our flour and allow this to cook for about a minute, stirring the flour into all of the mushrooms. Once you've allowed your flour to cook into the mushroom mixture for about a minute, you're going to add your liquids, adding our heavy whipping cream. Again, all of the measurements will be in the description box down below. And our chicken broth. We want to stir our mushrooms into our liquid mixture and allow this to reduce. This will take about 15 minutes. You can see everything is really watery at this point, but that flour and the mushroom mixture with the butter will start to thicken this up. At this point, I have not added any salt or pepper. I wait until the very end to season this. To make our topping, I am going to puree these 4 slices of bread with our 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I will add in the crispy fried onions to create the perfect topping. I've pureed up our bread and butter mixture. I'm just going to dump in the French fried green beans, and this is what we will use to top the green bean casserole. This is looking perfect. It has thickened up and reduced by at least half. You can see it was going all the way up to here when we started, and it's reduced all the way down to about 3 to 4 cups left of our mushroom soup. I am going to just dump in our green beans, and then I will show you how I layer this into our baking dish. Going to make sure our green beans are really well coated. Sprinkle a little bit of salt and pepper. Here is what the green bean casserole is going to look like before it goes into the oven. I am going to bake this at 425 degrees for 15 minutes. Everything's already fully cooked, so really we're just browning up the topping and making it a little bit crispier. We're also allowing those green beans and the sauce to incorporate together a little bit better. to thank you all for watching today. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face here. I have my entire holiday playlist for you here, as well as an additional video here. I hope you're all staying happy and healthy. Bye!